Togashi is Togashi, and in his life, he has created two very influential shonens, Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. One is about a boy named Yusuke who is appointed as detective of the underworld, and with the help of his friends, he fights demons and monsters and all types of weird shit. It sort of starts off as a slice of life, then midway through, Togashi just flicks the switch inside of his brain, tick! The show becomes all spooky and mysterious. There's like 7 different vibe changes and you never know what you're about to get. They even brought in the cliche bird that talks to the villain like it's a Disney movie.
Suzaku, I'm back.
Oh no.
What is it?
You sound gloomy. Guess I don't need to ask if the guests are still here.
And from then on, Yu Yu Hakusho becomes one of the most delicious flavors of vanilla shonen that you've ever tasted. It has a tournament arc, it has Toguro, and it has Tanaka Mayumi, the voice actor of Luffy. On the other hand, Hunter x Hunter is about Gon. Hey, that's where my dad went. Gon is a boy who wants to find his dad. So, following in his father's footsteps, he goes and becomes a hunter, which gives him almost unlimited access to the world. A world that is filled with assassins, unlimited video games, but also no games, and sometimes bugs. Ew, step on it. If they just call Australia, this arc would have been over in like 2 episodes. However, the problem between these two shows appears when I say it does, which is right now. Hunter x Hunter versus Yu Yu Hakusho. Which one is better? We've been wanting to know, we've been thirsting from our mouth holes trying to figure it out. Scientists are in the lab right now debating this topic, and of course, everyone is looking to me because I'm the smartest person in the world, obviously. Just look at my glasses. So what is my answer to that question? Well, that's kind of what this video is about, so watch it right now or I will piss myself. Go on, I'm waiting. Also, my sheets are not poop colored, I swear. In Yu Yu Hakusho, Kuwabara plays the rival to Yusuke. Actually, in Shakespeare language, we would call him a foil. And no, not tinfoil, that's for supper. They're both delinquents, so they're always butting heads. Yusuke makes fun of Kuwabara, Kuwabara tries to tackle Yusuke. These guys really hate each other, but for some reason, when each of them are in trouble, the other person is always there to back him up. It's always some, you can't die here before I kill you first type beat. And I imagine, I'm not saying that I've ever looked this up, but I imagine that there is a lot of Rule 34 of these two, perhaps making out. Maybe one's hand is in the other's pants? Again, I wouldn't know. But this point was basically to illustrate that the characters in Yu Yu Hakusho and the main cast overall, I would say, is much more memorable than that of Hunter x Hunter. And I don't even know why. Listen, I love Gon, I love Killua, I love Leorio, I fucking love Kurapika. But for some reason, when you compare this to this, I'm sorry, but I like this more. Yusuke Urameshi, Kazuma Kuwabara, Yoko Kurama, Hiei, Koenma, Keiko, Botan? For some reason, these characters feel so much more iconic to me. Their colors, their designs, it's not even a nostalgia thing either because I watched Yu Yu Hakusho after Hunter x Hunter. So why? Why do I feel these feelings up in my body and all around? Man, this is therapeutic. Maybe it's the focus on character-based comedy in Yu Yu Hakusho or the fact that there is just less to pay attention to. When I think about Hunter x Hunter, I think about the world. Sure, that includes the main characters, but it also means all these other characters that they end up meeting along the way. And when you have Hunter x Hunter, where inherently in its writing, it focuses on giving detail to all the characters, you end up focusing less on this main cast and more on the overall world, on the big picture. Yu Yu Hakusho is small picture, and Hunter x Hunter is big picture. And that's not me dissing either one. I like both, but I think it's important to point out the difference. Main characters in Yu Yu Hakusho are the forefront. They make up the personality of the show, especially in the dub where Yusuke always has some quippy, snarky, quirky line to say every 2 fucking seconds.
You know, this whole life or death thing, I'm starting to like it.
What? Did he just lick his lips?
If you're still not convinced, which why wouldn't you be? I said some pretty huge brain things there. How about you look at it this way? Bringing it back to the beginning of this nonsensical rant, let me ask you, and by no means is this projection, this is just me reading your mind and asking you a question. Why do you want to see these two Why do you want to see them get married, have kids, and live a happy, well-balanced life like it's cereal? But on the contrary, when you look at these two, you don't want to see them do anything. Ew! Case closed, Detective Conan. The easiest thing by far to destroy Yu Yu Hakusho on is its simplicity. Hunter x Hunter has one of the most in-depth power systems in all of shonen. The idea of Nen and the way it is built up during the series and explained to the viewer is some of the dopest shit, period. Gon goes from using a fishing rod as a weapon, a Minecraft fishing rod, to using his own fists in an attack based off of rock, paper, scissors. It's so cool too because he goes, Janken Ah! And while that sounds simple on the surface, you gotta realize that he didn't come up with this attack overnight. It was built up over multiple episodes, multiple arcs even. You get to see how he develops this ability and how he figures out how to combat its disadvantages. Another example of a complex Nen ability is Kurapika's. Since episode 1, his entire story has revolved around the Phantom Troop and getting revenge on them for wiping out the Kurta clan. So when the time comes for him to power up, of course he's gonna make his ability specifically stronger against the Phantom Troop. And he does so with these chains, which he can conjure up on his right hand. Each chain has a different ability, and it's slowly revealed during this arc what each one does. And guess what? They're all abilities that create a synergy for destroying the Phantom Troop. It's such a cool power, and it fits Kurapika's motives within the story to a T, like a golf tee. In Yu Yu Hakusho, Yusuke shoots a burst of energy from his fingertips like a gun, and he does that again and again and again and again. And that's cool, I guess. Hiei is like super fast, so he can dodge attacks and do cool flips and shit. Kurapika has a whip with roses, which I tried to smell from my screen. It didn't work. What I'm trying to say is that Yu Yu Hakusho is bare bones. It is vanilla ice cream, a glazed donut, pepperoni pizza. Sure, they may power up from time to time, but the abilities of these characters is not really gonna go past what was originally written down on their little concept art character sheet. It's definitely not gonna continuously reinvent itself like Hunter x Hunter manages to do every arc. And that's fine, because I think a lot of shows are actually like this, but it also emphasizes just how much time, effort, and thought Togashi put into the actual world of Hunter x Hunter. He made sure to connect everything in a way that transcended your usual shonen anime. You take those abilities that I mentioned earlier, combined with an already amazing story, and it gives you a recipe for an ice cream, donut, or pizza that nobody has ever tasted before. It's the ultimate craving food, especially when you see these other anime that are obviously inspired Jujutsu Kaisen, but aren't making the cut. And obviously, I still enjoy the basic shit. I'll never stop enjoying it. I eat shonen for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and diner. But when I watch Hunter x Hunter, I feel really engaged, like the show's respecting my intelligence and giving me something that I can't just mindlessly watch. I have to figure out these monologues in my head. I have to wonder who's really gonna win this battle. In Yu Yu Hakusho, I know that Yusuke will win, and it's probably gonna be with the spirit gun again. So this is actually the topic that originally inspired this video, but then it turned into like actual points and arguments. No! I actually just wanted to complain and rant about something which has nothing to do with Togashi or the shows themselves, but rather the people that make these products. As a self-proclaimed longtime fan of Hunter x Hunter, I have noticed something, and that is that Hunter x Hunter merch, specifically clothing, is garbage. See, look, it's right there. 90% of the time, the designs on these shirts is just the character and their name. Character name. It is the laziest shit ever, and that format has been copy-pasted onto shirts, hoodies, joggers, probably my fucking birth certificate. The only piece of clothing that I found, which I thought was a little bit acceptable, was this shirt that I bought at Hot Topic while writing this video. Yes, I'm writing this video inside of a Hot Topic store. Say hi. Now come with me as I sneak into the back of Spencer's. But if you look very closely at this $25 shirt that I purchased, enhancing the image, it's literally just the art from the cover of the anime. That's how low my standards have sunk. They can just rip art from the official show and I'll be more than happy to buy it than any character name shirt out there. And you know what? Maybe that's fine. Clothing is clothing, and perhaps weebs just aren't good at making it. Another Conan case closed, right? Well, it would be if not for the fact that every single piece of Yu Yu Hakusho merch fucking slaps. Look at this shirt. It's a button-up. They made a button-up shirt for this anime, and it looks nice too. It's got this 80s retro pattern with french fries, the characters are all laid out, spaced evenly, the colors match, it's got texture. I literally want to take this shirt and rub it against my cheek. You ever want to, does anybody else ever do that? Because come on, like, it's texture. Now, let's look at the Hunter x Hunter equivalent of this shirt. What? Okay, look at these pants. They're joggers, it's simple, it's clean, red, black, white. Audience, what? On one leg is the Yu Yu Hakusho logo, which stands there looking mighty fine, and on the other leg is character name, but it actually looks good. It uses that red, black, white color scheme that I just mentioned and blends it in with each character's face. They look badass as fuck, especially with Kurama's hair already being red. It's beautiful. It makes me tear up. And for Yu Yu Hakusho, Togashi actually chose the kanji for each character's name, which looks so much cooler than the katakana on Hunter x Hunter merch. I want this. I want to buy this. I want to spend money on this. This is like, you know, it's not horrible. It's not the worst thing in the world. In fact, you may even see me repping this one day, but I'd only really buy it after jumping off a cliff. Here's two dope-ass hats. Uh-oh, you already know where this is gonna go. My point is that most of the time, Hunter x Hunter merch sucks, while Yu Yu Hakusho feels like it effortlessly swings in with some pretty fire pieces of clothing. Sure, it's not all 10 out of 10s, but the success rate is higher, and as someone who is a bigger fan of Hunter x Hunter over Yu Yu Hakusho, it hurts my feelings. Obviously, I want to see Gon and Killua and Kurapika and Leorio succeed, but every t-shirt they're on feels like some shitty attempt at a vaporwave aesthetic. How are we losing? We have a Calgo. Maybe it's the bold 90s colors and the style of Yu Yu Hakusho, or Actually, that's exactly what it is. I think that the real answer is that Hunter x Hunter's art style just isn't as conducive to clothing as much as Yu Yu Hakusho's. To me, Yu Yu Hakusho just has more of a marketable plushie feeling to it. Like, you know how cute it would be to have like a little Koenma plushie? I don't want a plushie of Mr. Bean. He's like a short green Slenderman that'll haunt my nightmares. I'll literally pee my pants. At the end of the day, I can't stop people from making bad Hunter x Hunter merch. And I definitely don't want to stop people from making good Yu Yu Hakusho merch. Hopefully this video, causes reverberations around the globe and news articles will come out preaching my words of wisdom. But for now, if I were to say one thing, it would be that anime is cool. Let me know in the comments which of these shows you personally like more. And I kind of lied. Mr. Bean plushie would be pretty cool.